Oh, me hearties, a very, very good night. Wednesday night, nothing gets past McClue, you know, I spot everything. And lovely to have you with us. A very good turnout already. I see everybody's liked the stream. That is excellent. We are getting into some very, very good habits on here. And a very, very warm welcome to you. Lovely that you could join us. And I hope you'll stay with us through until 10 o'clock. Hope you'll stay with us through until 10 o'clock. That's always the best thing. So there you are. And do tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. Of course, spread the word right across the internet. Let everyone know what's happening. Say Scottie McClue's on. Scottie McClue, oh my goodness. I haven't heard of him for years. All that sort of stuff. And then welcome back. That's what I say. Now, who have we got? Anybody joined us tonight? There's Robster, Dinky-Doo, Scottie. Says Robster, Dinky-Doo, Robster. Lovely to have you with us, and a very, very warm welcome to Scottie McClue's live stream here on YouTube just for you. Podcast number 23. Time passes. Yes, Scottie, says and all the rest of it. Lovely to have you with us. There we are. I'm not going to try and pronounce that one, but how we go. I will get it eventually, of course. Not a problem. Now, how are we getting on with the sharing? First things first, let's get ourselves established and let's get sharing and telling 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 what it's all about. So there we are. Lovely to have you with us, and welcome to the live chat. I'm just going to pop it onto live chat, see that everything's all right there, of course. I think that's very important. So there you are. And I'll just pop down the volume in that 8 p.m. Yes, we know, Scottie. We're not daft, you know, on here. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful that you could join us. And there we are there. We'll get a bit of sharing done. Now, last night, I hope tonight the picture and everything is good, because last night we were struggling a little bit at the start, and we had to split the evening into two bits. A short bit, followed, of course, by a long bit. So that was rather good. Excellent stuff. Ah, yes. So here's your first like before you started. We like that. So I shall post. I shall say, welcome. And welcome. And welcome. How about that? Welcome, welcome, welcome. There we are. Capital W there for that. And I shall say, Dinky-Doo. And then you can see it, you see, you think, ah, there he is. And then you'll know that I am real and not a bot. Have you ever been asked that and says, are you a bot? David Taylor, Scottie, Black Lives Matter campaign. Should it not be all lives matter? If you can't comment on that, I understand. No, I can comment on that. I couldn't agree with you more. I think that the problem that we've got when we're saying Black Lives Matter, you're saying one section of society matters more than another section of society. And that's the very thing that you're demonstrating against. You're wanting an equal society, so all lives matter would have been an absolute winner. So there you are. Welcome, 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 and Dinky-Doo, says Scottie McClue. Hello there, says Gordon Robertson. Hello there. Evening, and to you, says Jerry Nichol. Now, Gordon Robertson and I shared a very, very interesting wee moment there with hello there. Does anybody know who used to do that and where did it come from? Don't you be saying, Gordon, because I know that you know. Dinky-Doo, hope the numpties stay away. Betty, fear nothing. If the numpties don't stay away, we will chase them. So there you are. Absolutely spot on, Scottie. So there you are. That's what I think, David. You know, I think you've got to watch. You don't negate your own campaign. You know, if somebody came round to me and said, we're looking for equality for women and only women matter, then I would say, well, I don't know that I'm all that keen on all this equality that you're talking about, if that's the case. So you see, it's going to put people off. So if you want a massive campaign, all lives matter. That's what I say. Absolutely. Francie and Josie, Very good, Jerry Nickel. Nothing gets past you. We like that. Dinky-Doo, Scotty, how are you? The wonderful J-Dog Gaming has joined us. So there we are. Sound and vision perfect tonight. Gordon, I did a lot of work on it, I have to say. And I think I found out what the problem was. So it shouldn't reoccur. So everything should be looking quite good just now. Am I right? There we are. Is that fair enough? Guys, what's happened to the likes? Sound and vision might be perfect, but the likes are most certainly not. We need another 10 of those, and we need them fast. A fast like. We need Fast Pat to do some fast liking here. So there we are. So if you can give me another 7 or 8 of them, we can settle for that just now. So if everybody who hasn't liked the stream could click the wee like, that would just be beautiful. It would be so nice. You'd be doing such a lovely thing for society. Right, excellent. Francis Josie, yes indeed. Francis, hello there. Magnus Hunter, Jack Mulroy, very, very good. Jerry, thumbs up from Gordon Robertson. Praise indeed, Jerry. Are you dancing, says David Taylor. Are you asking, David? So there we are. Cheers, Gordon. It's excellent tonight, says Gordon Robertson. Yes, and the sound and vision's good as well, Gordon. Looks superb, Scotty. Thank you, J-Dog. I did a lot of work today. You'd be very proud of the old fella here, I'll tell you. Back in the old CB radio shotty, it's booming again since lockdown. Bronchitis must go. Is that right? So there you are, 1-9 for a copy. What am I hitting you with, Big Scotty? Over. So there we are. By the way, picture is brand new. Thank you, Betty. We like to look after people, but I was a little troubled that the Sunshine Sailors were saying, it's not very good, I'll just leave it. Oh, stop. So that sort of thing. But there we are. It's all's well that ends well, Betty. That's what I say. Lovely and clear, says Jerry. Good, and the sound's good as well. And you can see McClue. Would you consider getting into gaming, Scotty? I don't know, J-Dog, that it really is my thing. You see, the trouble is, you'll laugh at this, but I'm actually very maxed at the moment. Time-wise, there's so much on the go that I have to get through. And Scotty McClue has got to get through, as we say. That's how I actually landed a job. I'll tell you the story at a later date. Will you do a wee France and Josie song for us, please, Scotty? Gordon Robertson, I would love to. I would do the Glasgow Underground. There's Party Cross and Cessnock and Berkland Street. But I can't, of course, because of the copyright. So there you are. You can do a second or two, but that's kind of it, really. So there you are. Otherwise, I'd love to sing you one because it's a song we've wrote ourselves, and we're well known for writing songs. So there you are. And how did you fix it? Magnus, that would be giving too much away. We'd need a right few quid to tell the nation how McClue fixed that. I had to go right into the guts of everything and see what was causing the problem. Get a radio, Scotty, USB channel. We'll pick you up. 52, Big Scotty, over. What am I hitting you with? 1-9 for a rig check. Excellent. Smoky on your tail there. Do be careful. Smoky. That would be great, Gordon. Lovely, lovely. So fantastic. Probably the buy rate, says J-Dog. Buy rate or bit rate? So there we are. We need to know. But you'd be very proud of old McClue. Well, you are proud of McClue fixing something like that himself, because that's more something for a bright spark like yourself, J-Dog, that really knows the score, I had to go in. Scotty, are you defying me or deafening me? Am I too loud? Am I too loud at the moment, guys? Did he mean deafening or defying? Who was that? That's the Archie. Scotty, are you defying me or defying me or diffing me? Cocking you a diffin. Just found a special fish supper, Scotty, says David. Are you a fan of the old fish and chips? Oh, David, I can't tell you. The finest fish and chips I've ever had were in Thornley Bank. So there you are. Wonderful. 2 pieces. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And they just cooked them fresh for me. I sat in while they were cooking them. It's wonderful. The chap said, You have a minute, I'll cook it for you. I said, thank you, lovely chap. That's FM Scotty. FM's the First Minister. Aha, did you used to have one? So USB is square, 26 division, 26 DSO1. There we are, thank the call sign. I told you weeks ago the picture was iffy, but you thought me and Gordon were pulling your leg. Well, John Marshall, I think there was an element of pulling my leg because everyone else was saying, no, it's absolutely fine, Scotty. Don't listen to these two dafties. So there. Anyway, I paid the price last night, John, so all is even. The bill's paid. The debt is paid, gone. There we are. Meant to say bit rate. I thought you did, J-Dog. You see, I understand bit rates. Well, how about a few Chick Murray one-liners? You could do a few of them, Scotty. It was from Greenock too, I think. Yes, Gordon, I used to work just opposite where Chick Murray was from. He was from Bank Street in Greenock. So they're right in the centre of Greenock. Bank Street's the very steep street that goes up from Cathcart Square, the old Midkirk and the Town Hall. Love a wee chippy at Troon Harbour. So that's right. Well, I'll not give out the name, David, but thank you for that. That is wonderful. My best fish supper was local chippy Ullapool. I'll tell you another place. In the winter, a friend of mine was having to run his boat, and he said he took me with us for navigational purposes. Right? It was pitch flaming dark. It was a January evening. And he took me to Rothsay, and we went up to Zavarone's. And the gentleman said, it's probably Mr. Zavarone, he said, are you in a rush, gentlemen? I said, well, what's wrong? He said, well, if you're not in a rush, he said, if you want to go and maybe get a paper or something, or have a light refreshment or whatever, he says, I'll cook it fresh for you. It'll be about 15 minutes. Oh, it was gorgeous. Breaded or battered? Well, you see, if I've got a few quid, Betty, if somebody's tapped the dollar, I'll go for the breaded. That's called a special. And when a fish supper was 5 shillings, I think was a special, not 6 and 6, or maybe even 7 and 6. And you got a slice of lemon, extra chips, and breaded. But I quite like the batter as well. A nice batter, very nice. Yes, John Marshall, you're right. He's eating humble pie tonight. Oh, Gordon, I don't mind a wee slice of humble pie. Quite good. Do you not notice that the first thing that somebody misses when they've got big, big money, you see these people that have worked all their life to try and be a millionaire, and then they get that, and they've lost all their friends along the way, and they try to go back to their childhood food. So like a wee pork pie, and all that sort of idea. They try to go back to their childhood food because they're missing, they're a fish out of water, if you'll pardon the pun. So there we are. More likes, please, guys. Like. The best fish was in a place in Fife. It might have been Einster. I can't remember the exact place. So there we are. Yes. Edith Bowman stayed there, said Jerry. Ha, Gordon, it's great. I did a face reveal a week ago on my YouTube channel and it went down a storm. There you are, a face reveal. Now, tell me more about a face reveal, J-Dog. Do you mean you did a random pop-up for the nation? Yes, that's right. Lena Zavarone, I mean that most sincerely. Opportunity knocks. Yes, Lena. Sadly, no longer with us. Lovely lady. He's making eyes at me. Belting that out on the radio. Loved it on a summer's evening. Fantastic. And of course, Rothsay, the home of the summer show when I was wee. John, he'll deny eating humble pie just as he denies his Wendy's on Mucket. Gordon Robertson, I despair at you. I never go into denial, as you know. I always face up, step up to the plate and fess up. I say it was me. So there we are. So no, I would never deny eating a wee bit of humble pie. Too much humble in it. He's probably cleaned his camera lens. Camera lens is beautiful. And I think your screen was mock-it. I think that's what was happening, Gordon. Scotty, would you like a cashless society or keep cash in circulation? Well, the trouble is sometimes people, if your card got refused, say you were near to your overdraft limit, you went a pound over, and your card got refused, and you thought, have you got cash on you? No. I mean, you know how humiliating it is when you have to start looking for stuff to put back at the supermarket. Say, well, I'll put back the Bruin sauce. And what else would I? And the piccalilli, could I put that back? That's a wee luxury. And maybe the pickled eggs as well. What are we at now? That's you. So another 30p. A 30p. I want to have the potatoes. Could I give you back the scouring pads? The ones at £1, and that would be 70 pence in credit. Is that all right? Yeah. I'll give you the scouring pads back. Okay. I'll just give them a rub with an old clute. Dinky-Doo, good man, says Dark Hall. Got to pop off for Din, Scotty. Lovely scampi tonight. We love it, scampi. Breaded scampi. Au revoir, J-Dog. Enjoy every second of that. Do not rush. Have you got the tartar sauce and the chips? If you've got the tartar sauce, we will say tartar to you. See what I just did there? Fantastic. Hi, says Alexandra. Hi, Alexandra. Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have you with us. Welcome to Scottie McClue, live streaming for you on YouTube. The Archer says, Scotty, I was informed that the lead guy from the child's program Rainbow ran a cafe in Rothsay. I don't remember that. No, I used to introduce Rainbow on the telly. Now it's time to join Jeffrey, Bungle, George and Zippy for another edition of Rainbow. So there we are. Aye, as the Archie. Anyone else want to see if Scottish windows are mock-it or clean? Shining. You wouldn't even know there was glass in them, Gordon. That's what it's like. I do fear for the birds, in fact. Jerry Nicol, if I say the crow, will that help you, says Derek Grant? No, that doesn't help, says Jerry. They're trying to speak to each other in code. The crow will fly tonight. I also met Nanette Newman and Richard Attenborough. Apparently he lived around the Ettrick Bay. It would be Archie. Yes, Dickie Attenborough, lovely man, fantastic. Beautiful part of the world there. Review the windows. Yes, indeed, Nanette Newman. Wonderful with the commercial for the washing up liquid. Remember? There we go. Fantastic. Review the windows, says John Marshall. Well, of course, we're in lockdown, so there are no windows in the studio, John Marshall. And add nest to it. So there you are. Add zest to it, I think it should be, if we're talking the washing up liquid. Is it not? Now, guys, you're a distraction because we haven't managed to share to a soul. And that is dreadful. We should all be shared by now. Gordon Robertson, if you talked less about your mock-it windows and didn't think everybody had the same lifestyle as yourself and did a bit more sharing, we wouldn't be in this mess. So there we are. Share. Tell 10 to tell 10 about Scottie McClue. David Taylor, Scottie, I was listening to some old clips of L107 the other night. What a great channel that was. Had it booming out and work every day. Mouldy old Joe. Do you remember Mouldy old Joe? He used to do his nut. McClue, you're doing my head in. I said, oh, your head was done in a long time before you met me, Mouldy old Joe. Remember he put his sister on to save us the Jedian article. Hi, Scottie, how are we tonight? Hello, everyone. Kareem, lovely to see you. Mouldy old Joe, absolutely. L107 was a wonderful radio station. We just had a stewardship problem, unfortunately. And the game was to get my life savings off me. So that was what happened there. Having said that, fabulous radio station. There we are. Hi, Scottie. How are we tonight? Hello, everyone. If we'd had different stewardship, the station would still be on air and booming. Fantastic. There you are, because it was all done properly. We just had this stewardship problem. There we are. And wonderful, wonderful stuff. Right, done a bit of sharing there. I'm going to do a bit more. That was all very, very good and well. I'll tell them on Facebook that we're live. It's easy for people to forget. Hello again to our big friend. It's Scottie McClue from 8 till 10. That's the jingle. Oh, hello again to our big friend. It's Scottie McClue from 8 to 10. That would be it. I just put it into a wee bit more rap, iambic, pentameter stuff. Wonderful. There we go. Now, yes, that's gone. Right, I've told them that we're live, and I'll tell. It's a fancy hotel, says Derek Grant. What is Derek Grant? Are you guys talking in code? Because are we in text each other? And don't take up McClue's chat. So there we go. Right, I'm going to share to the big Scottie McClue page. I think that's right, only right and proper. There we are. Gordon Robertson, I hope you're not starting these windows tonight now because you've had a row. There we are. We don't want that. There's other things you could be doing with your clute. So there we go. Wonderful stuff. Yes, R.I.P. Willie Thorne. Absolutely, David Taylor. Very fine player. Tam Petons joined us. Thomas, good evening, Scotty, he says. Good evening, Thomas. Lovely to have you with us. Welcome, welcome. And I think you'll find that technically things have improved dramatically, Tam, because McClue was at this all day today just to get it Dinky-Doo for every single one of you so that we can live tube. Fantastic. David Grant. Oh, we're getting into trouble from your big pal. Jerry Nichol. Myself and John Marshall were good friends with Willie Thorne. Where are you, Tam? Are you a darts man? The lovely Glenn Peacock has just joined us. Hope you're well, big man. Bronchiatasis must go. Spoke to Willie Thorne not long ago on Facebook. Rest in peace. Bronchiatasis must go. Lovely to hear from you. I hope you're keeping well. Scotty, your thoughts, says Kareem. Boris is spending £900,000 on his plane to paint the Union on it. Money well spent during COVID-19. I would rather he was painting the Scottish flag on it, to be quite honest. So there we are. That would be money well spent. I think what I would like to see, and because we're going to have, and it's going to get blamed on the COVID virus, but we're going to probably have economic annihilation because of Brexit. So there you are. So we need to try and watch that. I think Boris needs to realise that there isn't the appetite for people to do the old I'm backing Britain like they did in, was it 1967 or 68? When was the I'm backing Britain campaign? Things have changed. The world has moved on. We no longer have this sort of William the Conqueror attitude. He attended functions we played live. He was a guest alongside Neil Lennon. Fantastic, Tam. That would be right up your patati, I can tell you. Scotty-O, says the wonderful Will Hughes. Kareem, hope you're well, says the lovely David Taylor. I hope you're well, my friend, says Will Hughes. Myself and Xander have wrote our song we wish to sing for you. Please let me know. No, we can't, Will, unfortunately. No music. That's the rule. But so lovely of you. Hello, David. How are we, says Kareem. Scotty, did you hear about us fighter jet that came down the other day and landed in the sea at Yorkshire? I did. Bronchiatitis must go. Absolutely. I'm good, Kareem, thanks, says David Taylor. Also, Boris is a very smart guy when it comes to instinct. So there we are. Will Hughes, we can't really say that. You can do better than that. I'll take it out just now and see if you can improve. Willie, we said we'd a great band. I think Scotty would be good at the after-dinner speaking. Oh, I've done a lot of after-dinner speaking. There we are. We heard it from Manchester on the M8. So there we are. Manchester on the M8. Oh, Manchester mate. Yes, M8. Right, sorry. You see, bronchiatitis must go. If you say M8 up here, it means the motorway in Glasgow. So that's, but of course, it's used as text speak for mate. More likes, please. And has everybody subscribed? Guys, I'm only getting 2 or 3 subscribers a night. Can everybody ensure that they subscribe? And when you're telling 10 to tell, 10 to tell, 10 to tell, 10, also ask them, would they please subscribe? Because we must start to get the figures up. Yes, because I want everybody to know about it. The only reason that everybody's not watching this right now is because they don't know about it. So it's just us, you see. Excuse me. Oh. Comfort break, wee bit of a mop down. You darts players will understand all this. And we'll go and get another round in. How's yours? The weather coping? 2 days of thunderstorms here. I would say bronchitis must go. We are probably heading for a thunderstorm. What does everybody else think about Scotland? Referred to himself in the third person, calling himself Uncle Willie. Ah, Thomas Peden, good for you. Somebody once asked me, they said, Scotty, why do you refer to yourself in the third person? I say, because then I know who I'm talking about. Then I know who I am. Fantastic. Andrew, hi, Scotty. Good evening to you. Great to join you and your company this evening. Keep well. It's one wet night. Thumbs up. Wish you well. Where are you, Andrew, that you have a wet night? Do tell, please. More likes, please. Guys, I don't know what we're playing at. We need about another 10 of these right now. If you're watching and you haven't liked, Tam, have you liked when you come on tonight? Click the wee thumbs up right now so that we can get the likes up. Very important. Like, subscribe, share. LSS. LSS. This is fantastic. If people watching didn't know, the photos in the background are indeed Scottie McClue, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Will Hughes, you are 100% correct, La. Fantastic. It's very humid at the moment. Humid. David Taylor, you should be sitting in this studio. You'd think I was flying. I was flying the plane in the film we talked about the other night. And it was, what film did the wee boy go, Yahoo! In? Right? What film was that? There was a plane in it. Very humid. Do you not remember me, damn? Says Will Hughes. I am not a dam. I am a heron. So there you are. Gute Nacht, the Damen and Herren. Scotty, you have over 2K subscribers. I'm guessing the majority of your core listeners are already subscribed. Says Tam. Hence the low numbers of new subscribers each night. Small acorns and all that. Yes, Tam. I am the man for small acorns. But what I'm saying is we need to tell 10 to tell 10 to subscribe. Because people forget. I mean, I've done it myself. I've watched stuff on YouTube and not subscribed because I thought, I meant to subscribe to that. Whose channel is this? You know, and I've had a look at it and like, I'll subscribe to that. Defo. So there you are. But Scottie McClue, it's vital that we all subscribe. And the little acorns, we want to take them out of the pots one day, Tam. Keep the analogy going here, La. Take them out of their pots and pop them into the ground and give them a good watering. Careful. And then we want them to start sprouting into great oaks like you would see out at... what do they call them out in Hamilton there? Out at Châtellerault. You've got the great oaks at the castle there. Fantastic. Wonderful. Great old oaks. And I don't know if you're a tree hugger, but you should try it. Just put your hands, spread them in the tree and just feel the energy from these ancient oaks. How fantastic is that? So they are. You'll be thinking I'm daft, but it does work. We're getting a lot of rain recently. Glen Peacock down in Sheffield. I can remember when I started in May. Right, here's Pablo, hang on. Gonna love you and leave you now, Scotty. Take care, mate. Pablo, take care of your dear self. Well, we're getting a wee bit concerned about you, and it's so lovely to hear from you. Mwah! Bless you, La. So there we are. That's our Pablo down in Salford. Scotty, if you're into films, I suggest you watch The Room. It's pure brilliance. You should do a reaction review of it. Yeah, but we need to know, what was the movie when the wee boy went, Yahoo! There we are. And his father was played by a very, very famous actor. So there we are. Yes, when I came down to Sheffield at first, Glenn, I was amazed because, I mean, where I come from, in the west of Scotland, we do rain superbly well. But we don't do a patch on Manchester. And we don't do a patch on Preston and Blackpool. And although Blackpool's a wee bit better, Preston gets it. But Sheffield can do you a bit of rain. And it was bucketing. And I remember being in a garage just on the road down to Hillsborough. And I got out and I had the radio on and I could hear Scotty's trailer running with bagpipes in Sheffield, you know. He's on tonight at 10 o'clock, the Scotsman. You see, he'll educate you all. And people are shouting at the radios. Anyway, I went into the garage, got me a little bit of fuel, first few days down there. And this guy came in the middle of this torrential rain, and he said to the cashier, "I'll bet you're not selling many barbecue lighting blocks tonight." There was a big pile of barbecue lighting blocks. So, Tam, you're quite right. Of course, you can't, squeeze water out of the stone. But there will be people joining us new, and it's just to remind them to subscribe. So I don't want you taking it personally and going, "I have subscribed," when I'm shouting subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. That's for new people arriving. There we are. And there will be a handful of new people. Scotty, large parts of Florida have had to go back into lockdown, up to 2,000 cases a day. Money first instead of lives, especially how greedy USA can be, and everything must be profit first. Well, I watched the Scottish Parliament today, and the First Minister was getting a bit of jip. People saying, "Let's get back to normal, let's get the schools open and get going." And she stuck to her guns, and she said, "I will not put lives at risk." And she is so right, and all that sort of idea. She's been absolutely outstanding all the way along. I mean, I know the opposition have to have a go. They can't stand up and say, "First Minister, we are 100% behind you." They have to have a wee bit of a wee nippy bit there, all that. That's fair enough. But, at the end of the day, we do not rush, because when people say, we want to get on with other things, you say, if you don't isolate properly and pay attention to the rules, there will be no other things. There will be nothing. There we are. Can I get a shout out for Fast Pat? He seems to be late to the table again. Tot, tot, tottity, tot, 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 to Fast Pat. That's what I say, yes. Fast Pat, shout out from Tam. Get yourself to the table. Wash your hands first, of course. Sing happy birthday twice. Remember where near Hallam FM, where the factory, as buses used to go in there for a service. Yes, absolutely, Glenn. Wonderful stuff. I agree with Nicola. Jerry, I mean, wisdom, terrific wisdom, And of course, it's funny when you hear the opposition nipping away, you think, that doesn't really make sense. I'm afraid if I was the opposition, even if it's my job to make life difficult for the party in power, I think I would still be standing up and say, I bow to your knowledge and intelligence, First Minister. There we are. And that would get people giving it this. Have you ever been to a meeting in a church when they stamp their feet when they agree with you? So there we are. Fast Pat has had a good shout out. Remember, yes, I agree. Absolutely, Jerry. Now, you're keeping me back. Most sharing. What are you? You're a distraction. A distraction. There we are. We haven't got Canada with us yet tonight. Maybe join us. Fantastic. We welcome Canada. I was hearing today somebody saying, maybe you guys will know more about this than me, but I was hearing, I wouldn't be surprised, that there's talk about a trade deal, now that if we do come out of Europe, which we're not out of yet, thank goodness, but there's talk about a trade deal with Australia. Now, Gordon, did you not pull me up and say Australia is still part of the UK? Is that the correct term? So there we are. So they should be doing a deal anyway. Kareem, you lovely, lovely man. What have you just done? Kareem comes and, like the absolute gentleman he is, he pays his entrance fee. £1. Now, there is no entrance fee. Scottie McClue is free at the point of delivery, the point of consumption. But if you want to tap the dollar and stick in £1 or a couple of quid, you're very, very welcome. But there is absolutely zero obligation to do so. But Kareem is such a gent, he insists. And he's sometimes done it twice. I think he did it 3 times one night. I think you did it 3 times. I can remember being at a meeting for a club, and the usual announcement that you get after the end of the year finance or when it's coming up, who hasn't paid their subs. And I remember this guy standing up and he goes, Jimmy McWackle, Echelnalhi, Lachadadho, hasn't he paid? Alachi, hasn't he paid? Akasianyach says he's paid twice. We love it. Right. I need to do more sharing. You must help. Share. Thank you, Kareem. Very much appreciated. More likes, please. And Tam, you'll be telling me that, once everybody's liked it, that's it. But no, there's people joining us all the time. More likes. Kareem, thank you for that. Have I got this onto the right thing? 2 seconds, guys. Have I got this onto the right thing? I've got it on the right chat. Did we say it should be live chat? I love when this pops up and goes, something went wrong. Don't be silly. Nothing's gone wrong. Then it disappears again because nothing went wrong. Or something's gone wrong usually means that you can't post here. Love that one. You can't post because of your carry on. But they don't say that. Something's gone wrong. Like, 12, 10 to 12, 10. There we go. I am just going to pop that in there. And I'll just put Scottie McClue is live now. Is that right? Everybody okay for that? Scottie McClue is live now. Right, there we go. And that's my comment away. Done. Wonderful stuff. And everybody seems to be agreeing, actually, that the First Minister is doing an excellent job. You get the odd idiot, I notice, on social media shouting and bawling a lot of nonsense. But the truth is, I think that everybody's very well impressed. And I know that probably the rest of the country wish that they were run from Holyrood as well, just the way things are going. But that's that for you. Quick comfort break. Now, Kareem, I've got a cracker of a clip for you tonight. It's a bit different. I'll tell the story. Tam will absolutely love it. He'll be right beside himself. So there you are. Once I tell him the story. It caused a stooshy at the time. We don't mind a wee stooshy. But, oh no, it was a bit of a stooshy because it was a genuine mistake. There we go. Right. Now, I'm just going to post this and let everybody know we're live. And I'll just put Scottie McClue live now. Same pattern. And if you can all do it, guys, when I'm sharing, if you can all share, if we can have a general share, that is superb. Absolutely superb. And I'm glad that technically we're good. Because otherwise, what's point, as they say in Yorkshire? Well, what's point? Scottie McClue is live now. Join him. We'll invite everybody to join me. Okay, I'm just going to post, and there it goes. That's it, it's gone. Right, it's always live chat. You need to swap it from top chat to live. Right, Derek, I shall do that now. Thank you for keeping me right. It's appreciated. I never act the smarty pants, as you notice. Scottie, I was at Stevenson Beach today with the dogs. What a nice, peaceful and quiet walk. I was knackered, then I had to do the garden. I know the feeling. I was at the high dusting today, and the heat in the house. It's always live chat. Right, we'll get on to that right now. Everybody calm down, calm down. Calm down, calm down. Cool the beans. We say in Liverpool. Cool the beans, calm down. Right, Scottie McClue's live now. Join them. And there we are. And we'll just give that. And that's it. And away we go. There we are. Another one sorted. Yes, always live chat. So I'll get on to the live chat. Just a wee second. I'll have to shut that down now. And I'm back to the live chat. I'll just run up the top and make sure we're switched properly. Can you tell if it's live chat or top chat? Why is it called top chat if live chat's the best? Right, live chat. So there we go. So that should be all right. You can see. Kareem, we can see your pound in. Somebody's tapped the dollar, but I can't see the dollar. I don't see it from here. So there we are. The Archie says battered. Well, he's talking about the fish, of course. We were talking about fish suppers earlier. Hello, Scotty Dinky-Doo. How are you? Says the wonderful Gary Reid. We are Dinky-Doo, Gary. Lovely to hear from you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Always a pleasure, never a chore. So there we are. So that's us on the live chat. But Derek, what difference does it actually make? Do tell. So there we are. Educate not just McClue, but all of us on here. Dinky-Doo. Guys, can you believe we've been on for 41 minutes? I would have said a minute and a half. So that's what it feels like. I can tell you that for nothing. Has everybody liked, please? Could do with another 5 of these if you've got any good in your heart, and I know you all have. I know you do. You don't have to tell me. No, you don't have to say a word. We'll also do the tweet later. Don't panic. Yes, all right, Jones. All right, Jones. Yes, Captain Manu, sir. Permission to speak, sir. Yes, what is it, Jones? And then Sergeant Wilson tried to come. Yes, all right, Jonesy. You know, Captain Mannering knows what he's doing. And these in the sedan, sir. There we go. Wonderful. Right. Who am I sharing this with? Oh, a group. Big talk. This is big talk now. Share a group. Scottie McClue fan group, always first. Has everybody joined the Scottie McClue fan group? We've got about just under 3,000, I think, on that one. When you add everything about Scottie McClue across the internet together, you get yourself well up to almost 1 million people. It's crazy, crazy, crazy stuff when you put everything together. There we are. I did a tweet the other day, 3,500 right away. I thought, look at this go. I wish it was a share. Talking about fish, I love a special fish supper now. Gary Reid, spill. What does that mean, a special fish supper? What do you get for that? Am I too close, guys? Am I too loud? Do you want me to sit back? Is that better? Tell me what you think about that. I don't want you to have a swatch in my coupon right up. I can sit back a bit, you see. It's not a problem. So there we are. Sometimes the scenery and the rain looks so peaceful and a beautiful sight. Don't you agree, Scotty? Glenn, I'll tell you where I used to have a lovely walk up to the woods at Grenoside, and further along at the top of the hill at Burn Cross. That sort of way. Do you know that way at all? You can't whack some pickled onions with a supper. Ah, now, David. See, not everybody likes it. Oh, don't get me a pickled onion. I love a pickled onion. One of the big silver skin jobs there, right? Plonko in the middle. What about pickled eggs? Are we into that? And how are we on, what's the one? Piccalilli. Right? I remember a friend of mine, I said, Piccalilli is very nice. It seems to be almost all vinegar. I said, no. Not at all. And I quite like to, I mean, obviously, neat vinegar you wouldn't want you would damage your insides if you drank that. So never, ever do that. But if you dilute the apple cider vinegar in a big glass, Yes, and have a wee sip of that. Very nice. I get the one with the mother. No way, Jose, on the pickled eggs, says Shelley B. Right, Shelley? If I'm nipping out to the chippy when I'm down in Sheffield, I will not get you, Shelley B., a pickled egg. There we are. Everybody else going towards Chapeltown and High Green. That's it, Glenn. Yes, or you could go to Chapeltown and just at the superstore, you'd go all the way up the hill. And if you carry on there's a path. There we are. Piccadilly and cheese. Oh, lovely. We spread a Piccadilly on a nice roll. On a barn cake, would you call it? Would you have a barn cake? Any more likes, guys? Anybody in the market for a few likes? 2 or 3 of these? That'd be lovely. Any subscribers, please do subscribe and tell everybody to subscribe. Tam Peden, that's not a go at you. We know you've subscribed. There we are. I'm a better further back. I haven't had any feedback about that. Sausage, chip, mini fish, peas, or curry. How are you, Glenn, with a tasty box? What would you call it? What do they call these boxes? A munchie box with a few bits of everything. Have you ever had that? How do you like a potato fritter? Scotty, do you know down south they call a fritter a scallop? David Taylor, what do you mean by down south? So are you talking a potato fritter is a scallop? Yes, well, scallops are fish. Scallops are seafood, aren't they? So there you are, the seafood. And what else do we like? The Cullen skink. Talking of seafood. Anita Page, Dinky-Doo, Scotty, you're my closest link to my family. Heritage, brackets Ross, brackets clan. Seriously love your humour, which is especially needed now. We'll look for you on Twitter too. At Scottie McClue, Anita, and everybody on Twitter follow Scottie McClue. We've already got over 4,000 following. Lost you for a few secs there. Oh, Betty, we don't want to lose people for sex. So there we are. All minutes, come to think of it. Scallop up north in Batter. So there we are. Anita Page, this is fantastic. You're in California, am I right? There we are. Now, Anita Page is, she's out in America there. Fantastic. And she's a big Scottie McClue fan, comes and joins us on the Facebook Live. We did a pop-up last night. Wonderful, wonderful. What about pizza crunch, deep fried, delicious? What about the little bits that you get, the wee pork scratchings? Do you like these? You get just a few to just gobble them up. What we have in Sheffield, Shelley, of course, is these beautiful, beautiful pork chops. You could, I remember one of the guys from the radio station had come to help me with some stuff in the house. And lovely, lovely guy. And I popped down. I said, I'll nip and get us something to eat. He'd been working hard all morning. He was doing a bit of joiner work. And I said, I'll nip and get us something. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. So I comes back with one of these big pork sandwiches and a roast beef and the rest of it. Well, we sat and he's chewing and chewing away. There's a lot of work in this, there isn't there? You know, I love it. Pork crunch. There we are. Applesauce. Do we like the applesauce and the pork, the fresh pork, on the roll for lunch in Yorkshire? Now, the Yorkshire people really know how to do food, and they will not. It could be the roughest pub under the sun. They'll not put up with rubbish food. Excuse me, love, them chips, can you change them, please? A little bit soggy, thanks, love. Top chat, some spam messages will not be visible. Live, all messages are visible. Well, Derek Grant, I think we want all messages, don't we? Even the spam, because how do you make your scallops? Well, Anita, they're actually talking about fried potato scallops. They're not talking about proper seafood scallops here. Am I right, guys? Is that right? So there are. Remember, Anita is in California and she wants the information. We sure do, says Shelley B. Scotty, the other day when I was at Air Beach, I'll tell you what else I love, Shelley. You could pop in to just an ordinary pub by the side of the road and have your lunch. Beautiful. And you can have the mixed grill. And that's you till Probably. If you popped in about 1-ish, 1:45, and had the mixed grill, that's probably you till about 2:30. Scotty, my friend, Black Magic Tam says hi. So, we don't want any black magic on here, Gary Reid. My goodness. Which would you like? Ye Potato Scallop, says Glenn Peacock. Absolutely. I was thinking, and this is for the Yorkshire and Lancashire people watching from the north, eh? Right. You have it to do. And I'm thinking, should we start to change the names of pubs to be a bit more, you've got Ye Old Merry Tavern, and you've got, the King's Arms and the Red Line and all that. Should we be more? If it's a country pub, the Ferret and Laptop, that sort of stuff. Or if it's in the centre of London, should we have maybe the share and stock market? That sort of stuff. I don't know. Hi, Scott. It's been raining heavy here in Irvine this evening. Did you mention you stayed in the West Coast? I've been out with the dog soaked through. Best Fisher supper. Harry Ramsden's Lemon Soul. I loved Harry Ramsden's. I'm back in the West Midlands now, says Glenn, and guess what they sell? Henderson's Relish and Home Bargains. Wonderful stuff. We love it. I like my Hendersons. Have a good old dollop of that. Very, very nice. Scotty, the other day when I was in Ayr Beach, I got a Rolling Chips. Brilliant. There was a chippy in New Lanark. That's in the top 50 UK. So there we are. Right, Karimba, we'll not say that about it because we don't want to upset them, but that's very interesting to hear. So there we go. So Glenn's back in the West. More sharing. Share. Now, have you told 10 to tell 10 about Scottie McClue? That we are live big style. I'll just say this, and I'll put Scottie McClue live now. Let everybody else know. Oh, it's a bargain this round. But I think, folks, one of the reasons that this stream is doing so well, when you think about it, from Little Acorns, the Great Oaks Grow, is I think that the television and radio are actually fairly poor, would you not say? The television companies, I had to put off my favourite soap opera tonight because they were doing their best, but I thought, nah. So there we are. Scotty, this is what the wizard would be doing. But you have to do it yourself during lockdown. The lockdown, Scottie McClue, is live now. It's very funny to see myself popping out there. Maybe we should take a couple of Skype calls tonight. I think that might be quite nice. Kareem, do you fancy a wee chat? A wee blether with McClue? Do you still watch the soap, Scotty? I do, David. I like my Emmerdale and my Coronation Street and all this stuff. I used to be a mad soap fan. I watched things like Home and Away and all these things, but you have to calm it down and say, no, I need to get on with my life. I loved Crossroads. Did you like Crossroads? I'd say YouTube and social media lives are much more raw and spontaneous compared to the mainstream radio TV. Well, Shelley, I think one of the reasons for Scottie McClue's popularity on social media is because this is what it is. We're not saying, Scottie McClue drives a Rolls Royce and he's worth millions and there's his latest suit and he's married to a model and she's a supermodel and we all know who she is and she's in the front of the newspapers. We're the opposite of that. We say, look, this is proper homegrown talent and the people are the talent. It's the people's show. So there we are. So I agree with you, Shirley B. I love Take the High Road, the theme tune. Fantastic. As soon as it started, wonderful. And they worked very hard because when I worked at Scottish Television, we had a monitor in the studio. And if you were well into the program, you could flick the monitor and see them rehearsing. It was brilliant. So there we go. I could just get a wee swatch. I would say, oh, look at that. Fantastic. Crossroads set in the Midlands. Benny the Chef. So there we are. They brung it back after the original. They did Glenn, but yes. Ding, 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 ding. Remember? Fantastic. So there we go. Now, let me see what's happening with the old Skype. Did I show you a wonderful thing? I'll show you later. I'm going to get the Skype up because we'll have a wee call. Scotty, I can't get through to your Skype. No, you won't at the moment, Kareem, because we haven't switched to Onla. Love the nod to novelist Ernest Hemingway with your new beard. Anita Page, we love Ernest Hemingway. So there we go. Fantastic. The Great Gatsby. So there we are. Wonderful stuff. Right, here I go. Here I go, swinging low. Just take a wee second, because this is Skype, guys, and it means we can take a live call from a trusted source. And that, I think, is pretty good, isn't it, if we're honest about it? Pretty good stuff. Just be a second here. Bear with me. Stick with McClue. You'll never go wrong. You miss a second of McClue, you miss a moment of life. Maybe Anita might Skype us. There we go. What about that, Anita? How about that? Let's see if we get into this first, though. I have to concentrate. Oh, the pressure, the pressure. Fantastic. Kareem's always a great call. Remember Brookside? Oh, Betty, I could not leave Brookside alone. I loved it. Jimmy Cargill. You know, yeah, cheers, love. All that. Yeah, Brookside was Saturday afternoon. When was the omnibus? Was that Saturday afternoon was the omnibus? So there we go. Right, that's that. And let's get that going. Okay. Kareem, anytime you like to ring McClure, I am in the market for a call from you, Dinky-Doo. More likes, please, guys. Thumbs up. Thank you very much to those of you who have tapped the dollar. Very kind of you, but you don't have to. Right. So there you go. Kareem.
Dinky-Doo, Scotty, how are we?
Oh, we're better for hearing you. That was very good of you. You're very quick off the mark, you said. I can't get through. I thought, I haven't turned it on yet. So that's it. I have to, for some reason, Kareem, on this device, it asks me for the password all the time. So I'll need to see what's going on there, because I should just be able to get straight in. Do you know what I mean?
I never used to do that. It might be a new thing they've introduced.
Well, no, I'm just wondering if it's an older device and it just doesn't store in the same way or something like that. Do you know, it might be something to do with that, but it's lovely to have you with us anyway. Never mind all that. How are you? Oh, pardon me.
I'm just very tired.
You're a tired man. David Taylor shouting, hello, Kareem. Shelly B's clapping. She's going, Kareem. They all love you.
Hey.
They love you.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. This with my headaches. I think I was saying last week I was getting quite bad headaches.
Yes, has that stopped?
So it's I got the reading glasses and it's kind of helped, but I'll need to get it checked. And I think it's purely because I'm on the PC and the iPad a lot more now, as opposed to actually standing up teaching in a classroom.
Ah, right. So you're teaching on an iPad. Are you doing remote teaching?
Yeah.
Fantastic, Kareem. And how's that working out? Is that okay? Are you getting?
It's different. It's really different. But from after the summer holidays from next week, it's Wednesday onwards, the Glasgow will be doing, I think kids will be in 1 or 2 days and then off the rest, but they'll have home learning to do the other days as well, just because of this coronavirus.
Of course, absolutely. I don't know if you saw today the First Minister getting a bit of a hard time about we want stuff back to normal and back that we can get everybody back to school and all this stuff. And I thought, she's got to dig in here, because these people don't seem to realise that it's dangerous, you know?
I think if she was to open everything up just now, then those same people would be accusing her of basically killing lives, because she's opened everything up Tuesday.
Yes, they're always trying to accuse her of something. I had a dafty last night that was saying, she's always on about this coronavirus, and there's so many other things to do. I said, listen, if we don't sort out the coronavirus, there will be nothing else to do. Do you know what I mean? It will be game over. And they don't seem to realise that, these people. And these are the same people that was going, she's on about independence all the time. What about the day job? And of course, she's doing the day job superbly. You know, I mean, it's that sort of stuff that annoys me.
Yes, well, when you start hitting out back at them the things they have been doing in their day job, they don't know how to answer back.
No, it's huge. But she's been absolutely super, and I think that really a lot of the country would love to be run from Holyrood.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, the north of England, I know, he listened to her daily speeches. A lot of people have said that from the north of England,
yes,
as opposed to Westminster.
Newcastle and Carlisle, Liverpool, Yorkshire, Lancashire, you know, all that sort of stuff. What was I going to say to you, Kareem? So did you like, it was a slightly different tune last night on the clip. Did you like that one? I felt you kept your cool. I felt you were really calm and you were very informative, because that presenter was really trying to push the buttons. He was trying to get me to lose it, wasn't he? You know?
Yeah.
He was trying to get me to say, just do it!
I do not agree with him. We subsidise down south, and the evidence is there. They just have to look for it.
Been doing it for years, you know, I mean, getting ripped off for years in Scotland, and our places, you know, London sucks the life out of the rest of the country, and as long as London looks good and what have you, but it's going to be very strange, because this Brexit thing will mean that London might lose its capital status as the financial centre for the world, or one of the world's top financial centres. Do you know what I mean? I would love to see Scotland take the lead in economic regeneration. I've said for years, and I had Daphne's laughing at me, that Greenock would be an absolutely superb place to replace Hong Kong as a financial centre now that we've lost Hong Kong. Because you look at, you've got the river there, you've got beautiful housing, you've got, fantastic, pretty good weather, you've got great communications, you've got a motorway, you've got an airport within 20 minutes, you know, all that sort of stuff. And it would really be an idea, because when I was young, Greenock was boomtown. You know, they were building ships like crazy. They had engineering. They did all the steering and the engines, and the docks were going and what have you. And now, you know, sorry, Kareem, yes. Yeah,
could I ask, like, obviously a lot of that's been closed now, but the infrastructure's still there. So if we hopefully become independent, that would be an absolute no-brainer to open that up, get more trade in, and you know, generate money, and that would do Greenock, and that would put a lot of money into the local economy.
And then you'd find that everything else would grow. Paisley would grow from that, you know. I mean, Bishopston's already growing. You know, there's been a big difference since we had since Scotland got its own parliament. But having said that, their hands are still get a little bit tied for the big pennies, you know.
And you've got, is it Kelburn Park at Port Glasgow?
Yes, you've got lovely parks. There's Coronation Park at the front.
Rotted away. Yes. We've got the infrastructure which they can build and develop.
Yes, and there's plenty of room for building as well. And there's some beautiful houses. I mean, you know, Paisley, Langbank, Bridge of Weir, Kilmacombe, Greenock itself, Port Glasgow. There's lovely housing. You know what I mean?
Erskine as well, yes.
Erskine as well, yes. And instead of having places lying empty and going to rack and ruin, it would be wonderful, you know, although, you know, you'd soon get people complaining, going, oh, for goodness sake, you know, get a flat in Greenock under £500,000, you know, and all that sort of stuff. But it would be great to get things on the move there. I would just love to see it. And it's a beautiful
it
county.
Can't happen.
Yeah.
I believe it can happen if we get our independence, and there's no stopping this country.
See, Kareem, when I was wee, education, I mean, you're a teacher, education was all run from Paisley, called Renfrewshire Education Committee. And what's now Inverclyde, what's now Renfrew, and what's East Renfrew, they were all one place. They were one department. And then after that, it became Strathclyde Regional Council, who ran education for the whole of the Central Belt.
Right, okay.
So what you would have seen was Dumbarton Subdivision and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And it's obviously a big change now to what it is now to what it was back then.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful stuff. So, but there we are. But Strathclyde Regional Council, you know, people again complain because people will always complain. But from a point of view of things like local government, policing, education, it was a pretty good setup, you know. It was quite centralised there, and they got on with it, you know.
No. Don't get me wrong, I find there's going to be challenges ahead with this recession that is looming, but that's not to do with the corona. I don't want them to pin it all on.
No, I don't want
issues.
Pardon me. I don't want them pinning it on corona, because that's a Brexit thing. That was coming anyway. You know, that was coming anyway. And Kareem, correct me if I'm wrong, but they were going on today about doing a trade deal with Australia and that they could do it really quickly. And I thought to myself, is Australia still part of the UK? What is the arrangement? I thought, I haven't read about that, but I thought, is it not still part of the Commonwealth? Right. So the Queen is still the head of state in Australia.
I could be wrong in that, but I'm sure if you're looking like when the Commonwealth, when they were in Glasgow last, I'm sure Australia was there. Yes, because we've competed down in Australia in the Commonwealth, so we should be able to trade for Australia and other countries that are part of the Commonwealth.
Absolutely. But of course, Europe was doing all these things anyway. You know what I mean? And everything was going good style, and we had control, along with our dear friends and allies, Germany, of 30% of the whole market. 28 countries, 510 million people, you know. Oh, anyway, Kareem, lovely.
There'll be a deal or no deal.
Deal or no deal on?
Sorry, Brexit. That's just...
do I think Brexit will happen? People go on about democracy, but the bottom line is that 1.2 million of a majority taking 70 million out of really the world's top trading bloc, BLOC, is a bit of a nonsense. That's not really democracy, to be quite honest with you. And I think we should think again before we actually do it. There's a chance of an extension now. They should take that extension and then have a further extension if you want, because there's absolutely no rush to come out of Europe. They were saying it was just the money men were pushing because they didn't want to pay too much tax. But you know, I think they should slow it all down and just take their time now. Far too big a decision to be rushing into. I
agree with you.
And if you come out of it, if they then say, right, so we've done all the trading we're doing, that's you on your own now, UK, even although 3 of the UK countries don't really want it, and saying that's you on your own now, we go, right, okay, well, let's see if we can get some trading done. Now, what happens if you go to somebody poor looking for a deal? They're going to hammer you for the very best deal. And we'd end up saying to them, you wouldn't have spoken to Europe like that, would you? No, when we were in Europe, when we were somebody, you're just doing that just now. Pardon me, because we're on our ToThe, you know? That sort of idea. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there, Kareem. Lovely talking to you.
Listen, Scotty, thank you very much for taking my call. And
thanks for coming on. We enjoy it.
To you. More questions for you, Dinky-Doo.
Thank you for all your kindness.
Anytime, every little helps.
It does indeed. Dinky-Doo. Generous man. Right. Lovely man. There's Kareem. That's him. Right. To the telephones, I was going to say, as soon as you're... Now, that just lets you know we can take calls now. Anita was on there. Let's see what's going on here. Kareem is always a great call, says David Taylor. Remember Brookside, says Betty. Yes, there, Kareem's on. They're loving that. Anita says, OMG, Skype, just learning. FB Lives. So there we are. Fantastic. Yes, Anita. So if you want to Skype me, if you've got Skype, Scottie.McClue. Right? Don't forget the dot. Scottie.McClue. More likes, please, guys. Fantastic. Shelley B, I wasn't a fan of NS, but she showed real integrity during this pandemonium pandemic. Excellent. And I'm not even political or a voter. Shelley B, neither am I. I'm apolitical. That's why I've lasted so long in the media. Yes, very rich in history, I think you mean, and would be a huge boost. I remember going down to the old STV studios, says Andrew, in the 80s to see the Untied Shoelaces show. Was it Tiger Tim? I think I saw you there. You probably did. The Untied Shoelaces show. How fabulous. I remember. These are wee gems. It's just when you see it, we remember. User of the unknown. Strathclyde Police had money and resources. Police Scotland is cash strapped. Well, Strathclyde Police was huge because, of course, they were from the islands. So you'd be part of Strathclyde, I would think, if you were in Argyll and Bute. There we are. Hang on. Oh, Strathclyde. And, of course, all the schools, because once you get a formula for running schools, yes, there's going to be local differences. Like I think when they were talking about the police, about maybe sergeants should check constables' notebooks every 2 hours. And I'm sure I remember some old sergeant going, how can you check them when they're on a different island? Late at night, out the report. We're stationed in Tobermory and there's trouble on Cole. Oh, dear Scotty, thank you for taking my call tonight. Kareem, you're wonderful. You're a great caller. And you say that you used to get nervous phoning Scottie McClue on the radio just for you, Dinky-Doo. But no, not at all. None of it. I'll tell you, brilliant. If we've got any more trusted people who would like to Skype, you can do. Fantastic. That was Kareem there. More likes, please. Like. And let's do some sharing. Oh. Have we got Tam still with us, or is he pushed off? I think people are dipping in and dipping out. Am I on too much? Do tell me if it's all too much. Should it be a couple of times a week or what have you? I feel that if we're on every night, then at least I'm there. And if you don't require to watch me, then it doesn't really matter. That's entirely up to you. And a lovely chat the other day that said, Scotty, I think you will always get an audience. And even if you didn't, you would still broadcast. Isn't that beautiful? So there we are. Absolutely. Now, I'm just going to share to one of the big groups here. I'll share to one of the big Facebook groups. That's what we're needing to do. Yeah, I'll share on there. That's what I'll do. Yeah, I've just shared to Dinky-Doo. Now, Dinky-Doo is a Facebook page for Scottie McClue. So there we are. Wonderful, Kareem. An absolute privilege to take your call, I say. We haven't had Ian Quinn on tonight. What night are we at? Wednesday. Now, guys, I'm going to be doing the tweet shortly, so think of a hashtag to go into the tweet. A hashtag to go into the tweet. There we go. There might be something big on the telly tonight, actually, because do you remember a drama called The Bodyguard on a Sunday night? And I said to somebody, was there something big on the telly? Because my figures were a little bit down last night. And they said, have you not seen it? The body, oh, was amazing. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember how many, was it 13 million were watching or something? It was quite big stuff. What was that funny noise? What's that? Oh, J-Dog. J-Dog. Try again. Try again, J-Dog. I wondered what the funny noise was. Fantastic. So there we go. Right, J-Dog's calling up on the Skype, guys. We're taking calls live on Scottie McClue. Just for you, Dinky-Doo. Try it again, J-Dog. Wonderful stuff. And we'll see if we can get him on. I maybe hit the wrong button there, did I? I wondered what the noise was at first. I think that was it. I got a surprise. I got a shock. You know, there's no such thing as a shock in terms of medically speaking, like there's no such thing as a chill. But people used to say, you know, I saw Mrs. McDonald today, she was a wee bit shaky, and I think she took a wee shock. I think what they meant was probably a mini stroke, something like that. That's more like it, a shock. And a chill, people say, oh, I got a chill the other night. I'm not so good. There's not such a thing as a chill as far as I know. I got a wee chill. So I think it's a Scottish invention that you've had a chill. Did you know that? Very, very interesting. Right, I'm sharing in a group. Okay. There we go. That's gone. Lovely. And if you can all do the same, guys, that'd be brilliant. J-Dog, I just missed your call there. Feel free to phone back. Nothing as big as Scotty, says Glenn Peacock. Glenn, do you remember the big Hallam FM days? Everybody was talking about it. They were at the schools talking about it, giving it all that. Jeremy Scott's been on radio. For years, we missed you on the radios. Betty McIver. Yes, Betty, I mean, the radio, wonderful, wonderful way to go. And I think the way we do it, that's the way it should be. Man flu, lol, says Glenn Peacock. Yes, any other sort of ailments that you can get that don't actually exist. So there we are. Shall we, loved you on Hallam FM. Hallam FM, that was a real biggie down there. And then I went over the Pennines. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I wouldn't have missed Manchester on Century Radio for the world, but I thoroughly missed, I did not like having to leave Hallam FM because we were building such a huge show there and the station was just bouncing. Did you used to listen to Daryl Denham in the morning? Fantastic. Remember Daryl Denham in the morning? Tremendous stuff. And all these wonderful characters on Hallam FM at the time. It was a real banging radio station with some great banging tunes. That's what we like. Where's J-Dog? J-Dog, have you rung? There we are. Let's have the chat. If you want to Skype in and you're on the trusted list, please feel free to do so. Absolutely not a problem. Now, where am I sharing? Oh, the tweet. We need to do the tweet. Right, hashtags, please, for the tweet. Okay? If Tam was here, he would be able to do this for us. Hashtags for the tweet. Are you still there, Tam, or have you nipped off? Are you away for the cheese and toast? Right, I'll put a big picture up for you as well. Nice picture. What pictures do you like? Do you like the big motor, or do you like what I call the Kitchener one? That one, that sort of stuff. I'll see what's what. There we go. I'll give you that one. I know you like that. Right. Excellent. Okay. That's that one. Now, what are we doing here for hashtags? Who's got a hashtag? There we go. Right, we'll put that one up. That's a goodie. Put a bit of football stuff up. J-Dog says, hello, Scotty, I'm back. Excellent, J-Dog. Give us a Skype. We just missed you. Team McClue. Right, Team McClue going up. Good idea. Capitals there, all capitals. Is that not shouting at them? Right, Team McClue. There we are. Oh, I've put it in lowercase, I think. Dinky-Doo. I have to, if I'm Dinky-Doo, I have to take the hyphen out. So there we go. Right. Lovely. And who else have we got? Good. Right, I'm putting in some footballing ones, guys, because the football started up behind locked doors. Ah, that's what will be happening. They'll be watching the football. Well done, Kareem, for being brave and calling our friend Scotty. No, listen, you're welcome. If you're on the trusted list, you can come on. J-Dog, I just missed your call, so feel free to ring up again. Well done, Kareem. Yes, excellent stuff. So J-Dog's back from his tea. How was the scampi? We want to know. Excellent stuff. Now, what else have I got here? Lovely. Yes, that's okay. Scottish teams, guys. What Scottish teams do you want on? There we go. Wonderful stuff. We're numpty free tonight, says Betty McIver. We are, Betty. We've done awfully well. Numpty free. We like that. I'm back in at the police station. The fish was battered. I was a witness, says Jerry Nicholl. Good one, Jerry. Why, you were wanting some Chick Murray lines and the rest of it. I was walking down the road the other day. I was putting one foot in front of the other, as you do. Shock jock, is that a real phenomena? Or just a term used by the current bun and the likes? I was never, ever, ever a shock jock, Stuart Clark. It was always really intelligentsia, or we did take the mince a bit, let's not kid ourselves, but I was never a shock jock. That was something that came in from America and they just used it. You see, at first the newspapers just wanted to put me down and get rid of this person that had the temerity to take over the airwaves and tell it like it is. And then they scratched their head and they said, we're going to run with this. This is amazing. And Scotland had never, ever seen anything like it. They'd had, I think, a couple of phone-ins in the past, you know, fairly tame. And we got stuck in about it and what have you. So, no, I was never, ever a shock jock, I think. I think that's the thing that has got these media people scratching their heads because they say, how do I label Scottie McClue? And you say, you just call him Scottie McClue. You don't label him at all because that's what he is, Scottie McClue. People say, what can I expect from your show? You say, well, watch it and find out. But what do? You say, we talk. But I mean, what can I talk? Everything. My scampi was perfecto, Scotty, lovely and crispy. Did you have some chips and some lemon with it? Do spill. I can't call that football what's on tonight. Football's more of a business now than a family sport. I know what you mean, Glenn. It's going to have to be more of a business when they go back, or there'll be clubs going under, I suspect. So there we are. I met Chick Murray once. He said, was I coming from Charing Cross? I said, yes, Chick. He said, well, I've had your lunch. So there we are. I've had your lunch. So that was it. No, absolutely 100% true story I got told. And it was that one. Somebody said, the last time I saw you, Chick, you were in Cecil Street and we had a chat. Said, that's right, yes. And this was first thing in the morning. They were going filming. And at lunchtime, he said to him, he said, when you saw me, was I going up Cecil Street or down Cecil Street? He went, oh, I think you were going down, Chick. I must have had my lunch and walked off. Chips, but no lemon. Also had beans. Very nice. Chips, beans, and scampi. Very nice. I don't know if you like the green peas as well now. We've got Shelley B. And we've got Glenn on from Sheffield, Glenn Peacock, and they will know about mushy peas. Aye, the mushy peas. I don't think we do them in Scotland. Does anybody know if we do mushy peas anywhere in Scotland? Very nice with the scampi. Scotty, so you say you don't follow football, but you have inside knowledge regarding the financial side of football. Tell me more. Well, although I don't follow football, I know quite a lot about finance, and I know a lot of people who are high up in clubs. So I get to hear what's going on, the journalist side of me. I can always remember senior people, very senior people. The reason I can move quite freely in this country with very senior people is because I'm very highly trusted. I'm reliable. And so therefore I get to hear very interesting things because people know it won't go any further. And when I meet somebody, I always say to them, right, here's the rules. They say, Scottie, can I trust you with this? I say, of course you can. You trust me with your life. I said, but if you don't want to hear anything back, you never ever will. If you want it round the country, I'll have it round by lunchtime. So there you go. Fantastic. So I did take an interest in football. I also shared an agent with George Best. You know, George Best's agent became my agent. So there you are. Although George had retired by then. I don't know if you missed my message when I went for dinner, but I said that face reveal is when you reveal what your face looks like to the nation. That's what we used to call in television getting the bag off your head. So that was the stuff, because in television, when you were training, you were out of vision for the first few weeks. And then they would say you were going to appear because we appeared in vision. And they would say, oh, I believe he's getting the bag off the heat tomorrow. And they used to frighten you. But, and I thought, stop doing all that. I'm anxious enough because you know everybody's sitting looking at you. Remember, Scottie, my team, Sheffield Wednesday, regarding, we'll not go into all that just now. So there we are. We'll not talk about that, Glenn. That's more private stuff. Remember the Grand Hotel at Charing Cross before the motorway, says Betty. Now, Charing Cross, I'm just trying to think. You've got Charing Cross Mansions, you've got the big red flats, and before the motorway, mind you, it was chaos there, wasn't it? You had what? You had Barclay Street running off, Woodlands Road, they all come into Charing Cross, Sucky Hall Street. What did you have going down at the front? What street? What would be the street that would have taken you onto the motorway west, Betty? Spill about that one. I'll just have a quick mop down here. Oh, fantastic. No Mr. Quinn tonight. Still here listening and learning. Okay, Skype, got it. So if you want to Skype me, Anita, it would be lovely. So there you are. If you've got Skype, Scottie.McClue, just give us a wee call and come on for a chit-chat. It'd be lovely to talk to you. Scottie, it's out in the media, though, not to worry. Oh, I'm sure, Glenn. No, absolutely. Don't worry about that. It's just I won't go into that sort of discussion if you get my meaning. Scottie, one of the best chippies I had was in Norwich, and it was so cheap. You got so much. I was told takeaways are like that, Leah. Long drive for a delivery to Newton Mearns, says Kareem. Fantastic. Newton Mearns in the west of Scotland. North Street, says Jerry. Was that right, Jerry? So North Street, but North Street would be running north. So that would be what is the bit you go under Charing Cross on the motorway now at the Mitchell Library. Is that right? So there's a street running up there that would take you out. And where did that take you then? Did that head out for the Stirling Road? Because when I remember going to Stirling at first before the motorway, you had to go out the Alexandra Parade. And then you went up what would be now Smithycroft Road onto Cumbernauld Road. And you went out Cumbernauld Road past Hogganfield and all that sort of stuff. Scott, did you know the West Midlands then? I used to broadcast to the West Midlands, Glenn. So there you are. We had a big century in Nottingham. And it went right down to the West Midlands. It was fantastic. So there you are, East Midlands and West Midlands. So there you go. So Scottie McClue is no stranger in the Midlands, I can tell you. There we go. Oh, can you believe the time? It's 9:30 and we've just started. Can I have more likes, please, guys? I want to know where one or two people have sloped off to if they've gone to watch the football. The Cumbernauld Road onto Stirling, Jerry, that's right. You went out Hogganfield and you went through Christon and Moodiesburn. And where else did you go? So you'd be heading out towards Cumbernauld. Well, it was quite a long route. And then you took the old road up through into Stirling. Scotty, do a Dudley accent in a Brom accent. Hey, I don't know that I can do one. I don't know if it'd be any good. I'd have to think. See, when I was in the curry house in Birmingham, I said, he came up to us like, he says, curry okay? I said, yeah, put us down for Frank Sinatra, my way. Any good? I don't know. Any good as a Dudley? Dudley? I'm hungry. Was that any good? Fast Pat's here, catching the last 30 minutes. Fast Pat, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just wondering, you don't think Tam's done a wee runner to watch football, do you? They were shouting at you. Newton Street takes you on to the Kingston Bridge, westbound. Newton Street, yes. Coming along end of Sucky Hall Street, Newton Street coming down there. Is that right, Betty? At the Fountain. Perth onto the old Aberdeen Road. Well, no. You then went through Dunblane, past the Queen Victoria School on your right, up through Dunblane, the Four Ways restaurant. You could stop and get a coffee by then. And then you went up through Dunblane and then Stirling. And then you went out. Where would you go out? You would go out. Oh, what's that place called? Out past the Wallace Monument and stuff like that. And you went up to, so you had Stirling and then Dunblane. And then your next one, Ochterarder would be next. Was that right? Or you could turn off to Muttle and Creef, or Muthel and Creef, that sort of way. Tam's back. I knew you'd sloped off, you wee rascal. Been watching Man City and Arsenal. How did they get on? Oh, talking of which, Tam, give us a hashtag for the, I've got Arsenal. I'll put in the Saints. Give us some Scottish clubs. For the tweet. We haven't done the tweet yet. Fastback Scotty, I've just seen on his Facebook, Tam's watching the Man City and Arsenal game. Good one, Pat. You've just dobbed him in. We love it. But he actually came on and fessed up. That was the Big Transport Cafe in Perth. Yes, Big Transport Cafe in Perth. And then you went out the Perth Road. And then you went through... Where did you go through? Then you went through places like Stanley and Muthley. And Stanley and Muthley. And then you ended up going through Dunkeld. And you went through Dunkeld and you ended up in Pitlochry. And you went through Pitlochry. And your next stop after that would be Blair Athol, probably. You went through Blair Athol and right up to Granton and Spey and all that stuff. Fantastic. But it took a long, long time. Now, if you thought you were a smarty pants, you thought, I'm not doing all that. I'll pop up the East Coast. We'll go Kincardine Brig. That could have taken you hours. Or you could have gone to South Queensferry and waited for a ferry. And then you could have travelled away up through Glenfarg and all that stuff. Bridge of Erne. 2-0 Man City latest. Celtics is Tam Peden. So there we are. 2-0 to City, is that right? You should do a voice for SatNav, giving directions, etc. 2 versions. One for men and a special instructions for the women drivers, says Gordon Robertson. Now then, lovey, depress your clutch and engage speed 3. Don't look to the right or left of you. Just concentrate on my voice. At the next junction, before the roundabout, take a left. God Robertson, you get me hung. Hearts, says Glenn Peacock, right, so I'll start all that. Scotty, what clip are you going on? Kareem, just as well. Hamilton Ackies, says Glenn. We'll put in Hamilton. Hamilton. What else? Another one, please. Another Scottish team. Hibs. Pop in Hibs. Rangers Celtic. Rangers Celtic. What else, guys? Come on for the hashtag. Celtic or Celtic FC? Or Celtic family? Put the two of them in. Right, there we go. That's not going to do any harm. What else have we got? I need more hashtags, please. Can I have more likes, please? My Jane supports Airdrie, says Fast Pat. Right, we'll put in Motherwell and Airdrie. Motherwell's Gordon Robertson. For Jane, we'll put in hashtag Airdrie. Lovely. And we'll put in Motherwell for Gordon. Oh, we look after people on here. So, somebody once asked me, they said, see at Motherwell in the train, why is the next stop not Fatherwell? You say, because if Mother's well, then they're both well. Both well. Do you get it? That's the next step. Right, Motherwell. Anybody else? Anybody else? I've got Morton. I've popped Morton in as well. Anybody else? We'll put in what are we Wednesday tonight? Wednesday. There we go. So that's that Wednesday. Lovely. And what else we put in? We better put in COVID. Otherwise, people will think it's over. There we go. Okay, right. I'm going to send this tweet out now. Oh, no, there's room for more. There's room for more. Right. Anything there? Nope. Okay. What have we got here? Anything else? Football? Will that do? That football's back trending. There we are. Oh, that's no good. Right. Okay, guys. I think that's us. Now, I'm going to hit the send on that one. Fantastic. You deluded Sheffield United are a joke, says Glenn Peacock. Not at all. Sheffield United, the best team in Yorkshire, says Tam Pidden. It's midday on west coast of US, my time to be out and about. You came through on my phone today. Delightful act of God to attend this chat. And Nita, we're here from 8 o'clock sharp. Now, is that 3 o'clock? Are you Eastern Daylight Time? Or are you Pacific Time? Or what have we got? Give us what time suits you. More likes, please, guys. Everybody like. Sharing and joining. Gordon? Controversial lol. Yes, it's not like Scottie McClue to be controversial. Thomas, are you a Sheffield United fan, says Glenn? Well, I think you might be. Kilmarnock, says Glenn. Glenn Peacock's a Killie fan, and he's in Sheffield. Scottie, it's not hung, it's hanged. I'll get hanged. Yes, I hanged out the washing. Partick Thistle, on the Jaggy Bonnets, Aberdeen. What team... The wee chick fee. All right, Jerry. Okay. Livingston, better late than never, says Grady. Grady, how fabulous on from Canada. We're just talking to the wonderful Anita who's in California. Did you hear about the Irishman that failed his driving test? He opened the door and let the clutch out. Irish jokes, we mustn't, you know. Although the Irish love them. There we are. Gentlemen, says Grady. Fantastic stuff. They're having a bit of argy-bargy. Grady, in Canada, what's your big thing there? Do you have the ball games, the same as our football over here? It's fantastic. Are all my tweets seen in America? Can everybody follow me on Twitter, by the way, at Scottie McClue? There we are. Now, I'm getting a bit worried at the time. So that was wonderful stuff. Right, a clip, Kareem. The clip we've got is this. Oh, let me see. I've just tweeted a few seconds ago. I'll see what the numbers are like on the tweet. Oh, my goodness me. That tweet's been up for 3 seconds. and 150 people have seen it. For goodness sake, it's just going up and up and up and up. I'm sitting looking at it right now, 151. Okay, that's gone. I don't think we need to worry about the tweet. So there we are. Now, what have I got here? Oh, yes. This is not for the faint-hearted, you know, folks. Fantastic stuff tonight. Scotty, the rivalry between Wednesday and United is huge. They say we don't play in the city, we play south of Barnsley. Ollerton. Yes, the Owls. The Owls. No, I'm a Wednesday fan, but I'm a massive football fan. I know my stuff. Do you stand together? Do you get United and Wednesday playing together much, Glenn? So there we are. Do tell. Do you have what you'd call a derby, an old firm game? And do you stand together? Are you able to stand together all right? So there we are. Now, right, Kareem, this is what's coming up. And right. Now, what I've got here, there's a background to this. I hope you're still watching, Tam, because you'll understand this. Does anybody remember Scottie McClue's Culture Corner? Right, on the radio. Does anybody remember that? Anybody listening that remembers Culture Corner? And what actually happened with Culture Corner, it came out of a situation when a guy said, I heard your show, but it's not very cultured. And I thought, right. So that night I went in, and the next day the staff were loving it. They said, we heard Culture Corner. And I would put on like the Vienna Boys Choir. Never a chance not taken to say, says Grady, good one. Culture Corner, yes, says Gordon. Betty's saying, yes, she did. So there we are. Grady says, we don't have football the same way at all. It's called soccer here, but one of my best friends is a German immigrant. And we played soccer, football, brackets, close brackets, together for almost 20 years. Wow, Grady. So you are a big player of the football. So with Culture Corner and Glenn Peacock, I'm not going to comment on United or Wednesday or anything like that. Stop trying to draw me. Anyway, get me to take sides on here. So what happened was Culture Corner one night, I was just leaving the house and I thought, Culture Corner, and I grabbed British folk songs, a CD of British folk songs. And on it was a wee Irish song. And there were some words in it that I hadn't expected. And I should have listened to the song before I played it, but I played it and it went out. Now, only in the west of Scotland is that a problem. You know, I don't think anybody would have been bothered anywhere else. Anyway, the next day I did apologise to the nation because half of the people were loving the song and half of them were tearing their hair out and doing their nut. What did you think you were playing at? So there we are. So anyway, we played the song and this lady phoned the next day and she was doing her nut. She was very unhappy and I had to listen to her. So there you go. Somebody came on and said, would you play it again, Scotty? I said, is that a request? There we are. It was a bit worrying at the time because I hadn't expected the words to be going out on the radio like that. Anyway, here she goes. I'll let you hear a bit of this. Tell me if it's too loud. We can probably turn it down a bit and see what's what. Right. Let's get this in here. Okay. Are we ready?
Scottie McClue's National Mega Phone-In.
Yes, indeed, you're listening to Scottie McClue's National Mega Phone-In, the biggest sound around. And back we go to the telephones. We're extremely busy. We're talking to Margaret. Keep your calls coming. Hello, Margaret.
Hi, Scotty.
How are you, Lily?
I'm very, very disappointed in you, Scotty.
What's up with you now?
The song you played last night was an insult to British culture. A total insult.
In what way?
You knew what you were playing when you made your comments to Catherine following it. You said to Catherine last night which was to keep the other side happy. So therefore, you knew that was a rebel song.
Well, as a matter of fact, I didn't believe it or not. So there we are. It came off a CD that was British folk music.
Well, Scotty,
well, I just made that comment to Catherine because she was on doing a nut and because she was jumping down my throat without thinking.
Well, she was rightly so, Scotty.
Well, no, she wasn't rightly so, because you've got to remember that's not British culture, right? There are two sides to British culture, and Catherine looks at one side and then there's another side.
Well, the thing is, Scotty, whatever way you put it, it's an IRA rebel song, and I don't care for the IRA, the UDA, whoever the right.
Well, let me tell you this.
And a program like this.
No, well, let me tell you this, right? Let me tell you
I
this.
don't want to hear about the rebels' wife, and the phone says I don't want to hear the fast. There's no room for that sort of talk, of these songs, of the music.
Wait till tell me this. Wait till tell us. Why not?
Why not? Because there's enough trouble. Why not?
That's nothing to do with trouble. Where is the trouble?
Where is the trouble? Okay, open your eyes.
No, wait a minute, man. No, you wait a minute. Stop shaving and bowing. Where is the trouble?
The trouble here.
Where is the trouble you're talking about? The enough trouble?
There's enough trouble with terrorist organisations.
Yes, but hold on. No, that was not a terrorist organisation.
The IRA?
Uh-huh.
Well, you try telling that to the armed forces, Scotty, or the...
No, I think you've got to just listen for a wee while and get things in perspective here, right? I've asked you a question intentionally because where is the trouble?
You tell me, Scotty.
No, you must know. You seem to know. You told me there's trouble. Now, where is the trouble you're talking about?
There's trouble in Ireland, there's trouble in London,
Hold on a minute. Which part of Ireland?
It's immaterial.
It's vital. It's absolutely vital. Which part of Ireland?
That's not your opinion, Scotty. It's not my opinion. It doesn't matter to me where the trouble is.
I'm saying to you, where is the trouble?
In Ireland, always has been.
Which part of Ireland?
I don't know, Scotty, because I'm not interested.
This is not a terrorist organisation we're talking about here, right?
Well, the IRA, the UDA, to me, a terrorist organisation.
You see, that's because you only have a very, very scant knowledge of what you're talking about. And I actually resent people jumping down my throat and shouting and bawling. But the thing is, you have a scant knowledge of what you're talking about. And I'm trying to, you see, prejudice runs deep and narrow. Now, if people can't broaden their thinking, then at least they can improve their intelligence.
Well, Scotty, can I just put it over to you? It's hard to prove your intelligence when you have a stepbrother who's born to smithereens with the IRA. It's very hard to support them in any way.
Yes, but I think what I'm trying to tell you here is...
If I've got a claim of mine against them,
I think what you're confusing the IRA of today with the IRA of yesteryear. And that's the point I'm trying to make sure. You're way off the beam here.
I'm not off the beam.
You're blithering about modern times, and what I was trying to get you to say, the trouble is in Northern Ireland.
And keep it in Northern Ireland.
Just a minute, Margaret, would you listen, please? You can't come on and shout and bawl at me and not let me, respond. That is not fair, you see, especially when, as I say, you're actually off the beam here.
Scotty, you get mixed up with
No, I'm not. I would not make that mistake. What I'm trying to tell you is that song contained the words IRA last night. We're off to join the IRA.
Yes.
Now, if you listen to the song carefully, you would find out that it was a young lad, right, in the south of Ireland 85 years ago, who was bored in the fields in agriculture, and he'd gone off to join the army that were in the process of creating a free state, which is what Ireland now has. Right? Now, that's 85 years ago. Now, at that time, the IRA, which had been born out of a brotherhood, yes, and was nothing to do, not even remotely connected with what the IRA stands for today.
Well, I'll accept that point.
So that's the point I'm making. And it's people like your good self, no disrespect to you, because obviously I'm fond of you, but it's people like your good self that stir up trouble because they've got a half-baked idea of the history of the situation.
Well, what do the IRA stand for today, Scotty?
Well, I don't know. I'm not even getting involved in that.
Well, the song that you played last night is a rebel song which was supported by the IRA of today. That is
That's not true at all. The song, no, that's rubbish. The song that I played last night, the song that I played last night was referring to events of 85 years ago, right? And it's not even, Northern Ireland did not exist when that song was written, because the 6 counties had not been annexed. So there was no such thing.
You and I will have to disagree.
No, we can't disagree. I cannot let you go in ignorance.
I'm not ignorant, Scotty.
Yes, no, but you're in a state of ignorance. That's because you have a lack of knowledge about this, and I don't want you to go harbouring that for the rest of your life, because if you have that, you will never advance.
So wait a minute. 85 years ago.
No, you see, I can't seem to get this across to you. Do you ring the newspapers every time you see the letters IRA in the newspapers? Do you ring them up and say, you'd no right to print these 3 letters? Do you?
No, but I don't read newspapers, Scotty.
You don't read news. Well, you see,
this is what television on. I would switch that on.
So do you ring the television companies and you say, that news report you had tonight in the BBC, it mentioned the letters IRA?
Well, the difference between newspapers, Scotty, and the television, you tell us nightly that this is our programme, and if there's anything about the programme you don't like, was to come on and tell you. I've done that tonight.
Well, that's good, but I also want you to realise that there is another side to the story, right? And not everyone thinks the same way as yourself.
Well, possibly. But does that mean that you're going to play the cash further on down the line?
Well, no, because I have never ever played a sectarian song, even now, on this programme, and I would not go and do that. And also, I have already told you that I didn't realise that that particular version of that song, as far as I could remember, right, being on British folk music, right, and it's a folk song, it's not terrorist, it's not rebel, it's not anything to do with that.
Well, obviously you're not up to date, Scotty, in what gets played the followers of the terrorist organisations, because that is an
I shouldn't think you'll have these words to. Yes, and the words will be different.
So I think you were completely out of order to play that.
No, wait a minute, hang on. I wasn't completely out of order at all.
Yes, well, that's your opinion.
Well, that's your opinion, but what I'm trying to say, yes, but I'm wanting you to advance, because if you just stick with one opinion, you'll never move on.
I've got various opinions, and I have no time for terrorist organisations.
But that song was not about a terrorist. Margaret, that song was not about a terrorist organisation. At that time, that was a totally different organisation.
I think the culture in Britain and Scotland, we sit listening to Ireland in the programme and their causes, and if they feel that way, they should go back to Ireland, keep it in Ireland. There's plenty of Scots songs you could have played culture corner.
So are you telling me that there's nobody over here that likes Irish folk music?
Yes, but I think your choice left a lot to be desired.
In what way?
Exactly what I explained to you. The fact that it spoke about the wife of a rebel and the IRA was featured in it. I think you were totally out of order.
Now tell me this, right? What were they rebelling against then?
I'm not interested, Scotty.
Well, I think you better go and find out and come back.
No, I'm totally not interested, Scotty.
No, if you've raised the point, you've got to back it up.
I raised the point that it featured the part in the song of the rebel's wife and the IRA. That was enough for me. And you didn't the other side happy.
And you didn't even think when the song was written.
I wasn't interested when the song was written.
Well, I think you should be.
Commented to Catherine.
You should be
the other side happy. Why would you need to keep the other side happy if it's only an Irish folk song?
It's only an Irish folk song. What was she doing because of what she was saying to me?
No,
she was asking me if I would play an orange hymn.
I don't know what an orange hymn is.
I know that I, but then, yeah. No, you go and find out. You go and find out from Catherine. When you go and find out from Catherine what an orange hymn is and come back with it.
I'm not interested.
If you're not interested, why are you bothering me?
Why? Because I'm not interested.
Well, you must be interested.
And I do all the marks in green and white, blue and white at top.
But there's nothing to do with marking. You're thinking of Northern Ireland. This has nothing to do with Northern Ireland.
I'm not thinking of Northern Ireland. I've already said it twice.
Of course you are.
You mentioned the Rebel Flight and you mentioned the IRA. I'm not interested in them.
Yes, 85 years ago. Well, phone up the newspapers if you see the IRA mentioned.
I've listened to the programmes since November, and I think we've got enough to be going on without involving Irish folk songs, if that's what you want to put it.
Yes.
Keep it to Scotland, keep it to England, keep it to the listeners that listen to it.
Yes.
Okay, Scotty, I'll speak to you later.
Bye. Bye-bye then. Right. There we are. She's obviously doing a bit about something.
So there we are. Now, what do you think about that, guys? There we are. I hope it wasn't too loud. Could you all hear it? So there we are. That was the aftermath. And what was 85 years ago then will be 104 years ago now. There we are. So opinions on that one. Anita Page, are the ladies still making syrup jelly from their garden berry patch? Yes, we love it. Not quite yet. The fruit picking season's not quite on us. Then in university, I stopped European football and basketball and began playing American football. You know, rubbing it in that we're going up and we were in the league lower, but they call that banter, says Glenn. Scotty, did you play soccer at university? No, Anita, I was a rugby man. Rugby and rowing, R-O-Y-I-N-G. And when I put rowing on my CV, people thought it was rowing. So there we are. Okay, hopefully they can increase their intelligence. That's funny. That's your best, Scotty. Cotton Robertson, what did you think of that, honestly? Scotty, great clip again tonight. Thank you. I'll say good night and Dinky-Doo, everyone. Kareem, bless you. Have a safe and peaceful good night. Join us tomorrow at the same time for more banter. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. More likes, please, guys. Dinky-Doo, Kareem. Cheers, my man, says Grady. Night, Kareem, says Gordon. So there we are. Grady. John, she sounds like, I don't know what's going on there, Grady. I'll take that one out. There we are. Wonderful stuff. Right. What did we think, guys? I'd quite like to get your input on the clip. Was it all right? Could you hear it clearly? That's what I need to know. I remember that call, says Betty. Do you remember it, Betty? She was absolutely doing a nut. She was a great call, actually. But she was absolutely doing a nut. Brilliant, says God. You like it, Gordon? Was it all right to play it? Because I wanted Tam to hear it. I don't know if he's sloped off to the football again. Kareem's given us another £1. Kareem, thank you. Thank you to Kareem. He's tapped the dollar twice tonight and sent £2 in. Audio acceptable. It was okay, yes. It was very loud at the start. I apologise for that. That's it. I'm away. See you tomorrow. Jerry Nichol, thank you. I wouldn't have minded a bit of input from you there. Toodle pip for now, says Shelley B. All Dinky-Doo. We're out of time. Can you believe it? My goodness me. Any more likes there? It wasn't too clear. No, could the lines or just the angry mum thinking you're corrupting the youth? No, I think she was just worried about herself. I mean, it was a complete accident that I played the song. I should have listened to it first, but I thought that should be all right because I thought they'd have tidied it up. But of course, it was referring to times of 104 years ago. It wasn't referring to modern times at all. Quite simple. But I'll tell you, a lovely thing I did get was a guy phoned me up and he said, Scotty, you're quite right. My grandfather was in the IRA at the time and the British paid his pension when he retired. So there you go. Crazy, crazy stuff. Very unusual, but it was interesting. But I had to stand my ground with her. You can't just take a tongue lashing and then say, oh, well, I was totally in the wrong. I'd already apologized. If anybody was offended, I said, I am extremely sorry about that. It was an accident, do you know what I mean? And of course, I looked at the Wizard of the Big Switchboard and I said, I don't think they'll see it again. Shelley B, night, and love to Sheffield, of course. We want to get everybody on from Manchester, from Preston, from Blackpool, from Blackburn. Come on now, from Blackburn and Burnley. Let's have you on here. I say Dinky-Doo from Scottie McClue. Guys, I can't believe we're out of time already. Any more thumbs up? Any more likes, please? Any more subscribes? Fantastic. Sorry, I missed the show, Scotty. I had to have my football fix. Stephen Budd, a lot of people were at the football tonight. I understand it. I quite accept it. And it's a free world. And Scottie McClue will be here anyway. I've just decided, I was saying tonight, am I on too much? But I thought to myself, no, we'll just do it. Scotty, I apologise for going on about football. It's just my passion. Stay safe, big man. Dinky-Doo. Take care of yourselves, Glenn. That's it, folks. We are out of time. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, and a cheerio. Good night. God bless. Stay safe. Take great care of your dear selves. Love being you. It's a lovely thing to be. Get by with the lockdown. Thank you for tonight. Good night to one and all. See you tomorrow. Gordon Robertson, please take care of your dear self. Bye. Bye, says Stephen Bird. Bye, everybody. Bye, Grady. Top man. Join me tomorrow, 8 o'clock sharp. Get this shared as much as you possibly can. And remember to ask them to subscribe. Good night, my darlings. Ta-ra, Lars. Dinky-Doo.